Second loop, second level, and judging from my co-pilot's O-face, it appears that I finally hit level 6. Those of you without extremely good long-term memories have likely forgotten all about ranks and levels and all this shit, so I'm going to give a quick refresher course. There are levels going from 1 to 6, 1 being the easiest, 6 being the hardest. You get a higher level by being better at the game. So with level 1 you don't have quite so many bullets and the game's easier, with level 6 you have more bullets and the game's harder. On top of that, this is the second loop, so there's going to be a lot more bullets naturally. So if you came in here with, level 1, which is pretty much impossible actually, but, ignoring that for a second, you'd still have a decent amount of bullets on screen. But with rank 6, well, you're getting this bullshit right here. Fucking everything is being thrown at you, there's bullets everywhere, the game's going all out to try to kill you, and it's completely fucking hating you. It's just trying desperately to kill you, it wants that delicious gamer tear. That delicious fucking gamer tears. It's like a drug, I'm sure, because as soon as companies start making hard games, they start making more and more, and it just never stops. We're drugs, man. We're fucking drugs, and we're being milked. So, you see me use a bomb a second ago there. That was the first time I used a bomb, and I'm going to be using, a lot throughout the rest of this if my memory is still, more or less in line with how I did this. So yeah, that's how bombs look. They go through. They're pretty good if you want to build up a lot of score and you time them right, but I'm pretty much just using them to keep myself alive here. That's all that there is to it. There's no technical bullshit going on here. This game goes from being really easy to being really hard. That's kind of a really nice thing about this game. If you're just looking to basically complete it, it's probably one of Cave's easier games. However, if you're looking to get really high scores and do the second loop and stuff, it's probably one of their hardest. That's pretty cool, the way that works, I like that. So, we finally reached the boss here, and it's much the same as the first time. Don't let this fool you at all, it's completely easy. If you got through the level, no problem. Bosses don't really increase based upon level, and even in the second loop, they don't seem to get significantly harder. Some of them get a little bit trickier, but hey, if you're capable of taking them out in the first loop, you're capable of taking them out in the second. It's just a tiny bit trickier, and you might screw up once or twice more than you usually would. But you don't have to worry about anything, because even if you die, you come back right on the spot. You probably have a nice stock of lives if you actually got into the second loop. My life counter isn't exactly the best. I wasn't really playing very well for score and trying to build up a huge stock of lives. I was kind of fucking up a little bit. I wasn't doing the best, so I'm sure you could come into this with a lot more lives and stuff than I actually did, so don't worry about that shit. If you're trying to be all professional and shit, but that's not how I roll. I'm just trying to get through and survive and shit. That's all I'm doing here. This pattern, really easy, just push forward and pull back, push forward, pull back, in and out, in and out. It's like you're fucking somebody. So, just, do that. Go for the gaps all the time. It's always just the gaps. This boss is pretty easy. This pattern here, it looks like it's the hardest thing ever. It's the easiest pattern. Just up and down, go through the gaps. They're so slow, just stick to the left of the screen. Up and down, just look for the little gaps there. No problem. Your hitbox is tiny, those bullets are a lot smaller than they look. I posted a diagram and it's much the same for the second loop as it was for the first loop, etc, etc. So that's another level down. Fuck you all and good night.